Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Dragoon's Den. What I have for you guys today is a very rough build of my Disaster Dragon. What you see here is by no means a finalized deck. Hell, I'm probably going to make changes shortly after this video, but I want to show you guys what I currently have and just tell you what's been working and my thoughts on certain cards in the deck. And ultimately, people out there can use this as a basis for their own decks if they haven't already, and just figure out what ultimately really is good for the deck and what is not good for the deck. And then maybe we as a whole, the Dragon community, can just hammer out the consistency issues that seem to come up while playtesting this deck, because I have been playtesting this and I'm getting some very wonky results. I mean, I've had some good wins, I've had some terrible losses, and I've had a rather entertaining game against Gravekeepers where Five-Headed Dragon won me a game because he couldn't be killed in battle by 5100 attack Gravekeeper's Visionary, which in the 2 years I've been playing this deck has never actually had that part of his effect be applied. But then again, it's Dueling Network. Okay, so the list itself is 1 Red MD, 3 Gebeb, 1 Divine Dragon Ragnarok, 1 Luster Dragon, 3 Mass Dragon, 1 Divine Dragon Apocalypse, 1 Delta Flyer, 1 Suicide Unit, yeah! 2 Thunder King, Tour Guide Engine, plus Versago the Destroyer, and 1 Dark Hex Sealed Fusion, 3 MST, 2 Dragon's Mirror, 2 Forbidden Lance, 2 Pot of Duality, Staple, no reason not to run those 4 power cards in here, and then Triple Prison, Double Bottomless, Double Warning, Judgment, and for the extra deck, 2 King Dragoon, 1 Five-Headed Dragon, Scrap Dragon Stardust, Ancient Fairy Black Rose, Queen Dragoon, Photon Poplar Operative, Maestro, Utopia, Giga Brilliant, Leviathan Dragon, Levier, and Windup Zed Mains. So, what has been working well for this deck? Well, Gebeb has been absolutely stellar. Being able to just grab Utopia, sit on that, grab Maestro, sit on that, get the Queen Dragoon main phase 2, revive Red MD or Scrap or another dragon. Gebeb has just been great, and he's been able to just pull out Ragnarok, and then depending on if I have a Dragon's Mirror plus a Tour Guide in the hand, just summon Tour Guide, make Leviathan Dragon, detach Versago, and then my Dragon's Mirror is immediately live. So that's like a 2-turn combo, and that's kind of what I've noticed is a lot, is the deck doesn't really have any single one-turn combos. Its best combos come over the course of a couple turns, which admittedly makes it rather slow. The speed has definitely been an issue. I've been trying a couple means to help speed up the deck. We've got 2 Duality right now. I've been trying 2 Sarks and even 3 Card D, and I've yet to determine which one really does work. Dark Hex Sealed Fusion, I just recently threw back in because I've noticed that sometimes I just don't get the Tour Guide, and his ability to pop himself and Divine Dragon actually has been rather useful. It's just, yeah, getting to it. Versago, every time I draw this thing I want to punch a puppy. It's really disappointing how often I keep opening with this thing or drawing it with before I get to Tour Guide. Tour Guide itself, absolutely amazing. Being able to pull out with Levier the monsters that you banish for Red Eyes Darkness Metal, very nice. Or being able to sit on Zed Mains. Giga Brilliant, also something I have been liking, because I can't help but notice that when I open with a Tour Guide and a Gebeb, I can go into Giga Brilliant, sit on that for a turn, and then on my next turn, drop the Gebeb, have Giga Brilliant pump it up by 300, and now I have a 2100 attack Shura. Very nice. Mass Dragon Engine, useful as ever. Divine Dragon Apocalypse, not really certain about this card at the moment. His best target is Red MD, but I seem to be not getting to Red MD all that often, which is why I kind of want to get Gold Sarcophagus into the deck so that I can search out Red MD. But at the same time, I've noticed that I have been able to at least win games without actually seeing Red MD, which is a kind of a nice thing. Thunder King is in here because it is the quote-unquote best card of the format. He's just too good not to run, but this might be dropped for Agors because you can now support him in the deck, and maybe even Blackluster Soldier. I mean, Gebeb plus Tour Guide makes Soldier live. So there is that. Delta Flyer has been great as usual, and Dragon's Mirror has won me a couple of games. I haven't actually dropped King Dragoon that often, but 5-headed dragon, no one just ever sees that coming. And if you've managed to exhaust your opponent's resources, i.e. with your Xyz summons, your synchros, then they really can't deal with a 5-headed outside of like top decking something godly. Lance is great. MST, at least 2. I'm actually liking 3 at the moment because I just seem to be running into those goddamn back rows that make me lose the game. And then for the traps, Triple Prison because it's that great. Bottomless, this is a bit iffy. I've been going between Bottomless, Compulse, and Venus Chain, so it can be either one of those combinations. Right now I'm just liking Bottomless as it helps me protect King Dragoon or what I already have on the field by just getting rid of that shit. The Xyz monsters in here are all probably the best of what there is. Queen Dragoon, we know what she does. Pala Operative puts defenders into attack. Maestro, you gotta kill it 3 times for it to get off the field. Utopia is just a beater. And I don't really know if there's much I can explain about this deck that you guys can't really tell at from first glance. Like I said before, this is the kind of thing where you need to get yourself going within the first 2 to 3 turns, otherwise you're going to start struggling against much faster decks. And yeah, I've just been trying to find ways to make this thing much faster, and ultimately my results have been rather mixed, at least for this particular build. There still remains a Blue Eyes version, you know, just remember the egg. Yeah, that might still be viable. I can't really say for certain. I'll have to start playtesting that. And I'm just really curious to see what Awakened Zero is able to come up with in regards to his build. And see, because I imagine he's probably got like some crazy idea that I haven't even thought of that will just completely blow this deck out of the water, and his will be just so much better. But yeah, if you guys want to know how I've been doing with this Astro Dragon, this is what I've got. At this moment, I would say the build is tier 2. It's nowhere near as good as Chaos Dragon, unfortunately, but by all means, it's a far better deck than Teledad and Tefnut Dad. I can easily say that. It's much more consistent than that, which I know that's not saying much because those decks are horribly inconsistent, but hey, you want to know where I would rank this? Now you do. So I hope this I hope this helped you guys figure out what you want to do with your own version of the deck. Just my general thoughts on it. And we'll see where I can take this from here. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, take care.